it was a lot of fun. When Frank was born, Father inspected the small package the nurse handed him. "But where's my daughter's cunt? My daughter has no cunt." A mother leaned from the bed. "This is your awful son, dear. Your son has no cunt." "Why doesn't my son have a cunt? What has happened? What a wicked world, dark and spinning on its one good leg." Okay, so this one I wrote after reading the George W. Bush memoir, and he talks about his mother, Barbara, showed. Do you know the story? She would show at breakfast, sometimes she would show little George W. Bush a miscarried, I think it was a miscarried fetus. Does anybody know the story? And a jar of formaldehyde, and it just completely would freak him out. He's, now he's like drawing pictures of himself over and over again. He's a mess. Frank hated the 9 miscarriages kept in jars of formaldehyde. Mother burped each one, spooned peas against the glass. She rocked them all at once in her arms, no room for Frank. "You are too big for a jar, my child. You'll betray me the rest of your life." I mean, she sounds like I don't want to make it sound like a Disney witch. I don't like that. Anyway, I need to work on it. Father was drunk and yelling, "And rule number 9, everybody dies." Upon hearing rule number 9, Frank suddenly forgot all other rules. Right? Frank grew crows for hands. It was a difficult childhood. At dinner during prayer, his crows flapped excited in the name of the Lord. "Frank, keep still, Mother called. Did you wash your crows? Did you wash your filthy, stinking crows?" When Father died, Frank was found straddling him, his crows picking the 7 gold shillings. Frank saw a giant eat a park bench with her vagina, drink a swimming pool with her vagina. "I saw her swallow the baby and spit out the crib," Frank said. He tiptoed past her snoring uterus one night and heard a few familiar voices cry out. "Would you sign my book, Mr. Poe?" Frank asked the pile of bones and shovels of dirt. "Why, certainly, young man," answers Frank in a different voice. "This is your captain," Frank says from the cockpit. "All passengers wishing to bail out any time during our flight. It is too late. I have shredded the parachutes to confetti in celebration of our arrival." Frank knows a butterfly who wonders about her old caterpillar friends. Urgent. Frank is grateful for the ride, but knows most trucks carry semen stains. "Looking for these?" the driver asked, pointing to eager swimmers long since drive on radio, ashtray, cup holder. "I'm here for the show," the man said, looking under Frank's shirt for the door. "I know theater," Frank said. A line formed. Must he have been at the mall? Many had umbrellas. A blind woman waited with her dog. "It's going to be a great show," someone said. "But when's he going to let us in?" Frank's tears began to fall. Someone ripped his doors open. They filled him for an hour. At the party, everyone traced fingers on their bodies where they preferred to have cancer if they had to have cancer. The host asked Frank where he'd like to have his. "Great question," Frank said. "I'd like my cancer right here," and traced a circle on the host instead. From the menu of dead authors, Frank orders Emily Dickinson's breast with dumplings and the braised thigh of Anise Nin. His wife orders Leo Tolstoy's ring finger with caviar and the candied genitals of Jack Kerouac. Kerouac's erection arrives, shimmering in gravy. She says, lifting a tip. Frank glares and stabs a breast. At the doctor's request, Frank stopped shaving the chair. In a month, it was the most comfortable chair in the house. Frank hands the cowboy a wad of tissues. These contain semen I produced when thinking of you. The cowboy sniffs them and smiles. Thanks, Frank. I'll put them with the others.